Welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel, brought to you by Red Heart Yarns. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really great Wavy Ridge super scarf. Now, super scarves are all the trend this season. They are a great way to spice up an old wardrobe. We made ours in Red Heart Super Saver yarn in a very neutral heather color, but there are a plethora of colors you can choose from with Red Heart Super Saver. Now, this is a free pattern available over on redheart.com. You can find the link to it right down there in the video notes below, so you don't have to go searching for them. While you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button, as my kids say, to let people know that you enjoyed today's video. Now, go ahead, get your pattern, gather your materials, and let me show you how to make your very own Super Saver super scarf. This super scarf is constructed of a variation of a basic ripple stitch. Once you get the hang of this stitch, you're going to have your scarf done in no time. As you follow along in the pattern, you can see we're going to begin by chaining 37, but we have to put a slip knot on our hook first. If you need a refresher on how to do a slip knot, there's videos for that right here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel. To do a chain, you simply have your slip knot on your hook, and you're going to go around the yarn just like so, and then pull that loop through the slip knot. That's one chain completed. We need to do that for 37 chains. Remember, you will never count the chain that is on your hook. Now here's a little tip. After you get a couple chains made just like this, move your other hand up and follow along with the pad of your thumb resting right on top of those chains. That ensures that those chains stay nice and flat and don't get twisted on you. It's easier to work into those chain stitches if they're nice and flat. Once you have 37 chains, it's time to work into these chain stitches. Now, I want you to go ahead and work into the top loop only along the chains. So we will do a single crochet into the second chain from hook. So we will not count the first chain below our hook, but we'll go into the second chain from hook. Go into that chain with your hook, yarn over your needle, pull up a loop, so you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and draw through 2. That completes a single crochet. Move over to the next chain, going into the top loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. Let's do that one more time. Go into the top chain, top loop only of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. You will complete single crochets all the way down this chain row. Once you've completed single crochets all the way down the row, this is a great time to count your stitches to make sure you have 36. It's best to do it right now instead of getting surprised later on, maybe 3 or 4 rows down the way, and you don't have enough stitches. So take the time right now to count your stitches. Once you've counted your stitches, go ahead and move on to the next step, which is chain 1, turn your work, and then single crochet in the back loop only of this entire row. So you go into the back loop only, just like we did on the initial chain row, and do single crochets. You can see right here I'm going into the back loop only and completing my single crochets. I will do this all the way down the row, and then I'll move on to row 3, which is my repeat row. Once you've mastered row 3, you've got this super scarf in no time. Once you've completed the last single crochet of row 2, it's time to turn your work and chain 3. This chain 3 will count as a double crochet now and throughout, and it's considered the top of the hill. So we will do another double crochet in this first stitch, and then we will work 3 double crochets to go down the hill and do our decrease. Let me show you what I mean. The first part of the instructions say we need to do a double crochet working in the back loop only into this first stitch. So I've yarned over my hook, go into the back loop only, yarn over my hook, pull up a loop, so I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over my hook, draw through 2, yarn over my hook, draw through 2. Because this first chain 3 counts as a double crochet, this is like I have 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. Now I must do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and I'm working in the back loop only once again. Now I've made it my way down to the bottom of the hill, and I need to do a decrease at the bottom of the hill. The decrease in this pattern is a double crochet 2 together twice. So let me show you how to do that. First, you'll yarn over your hook, go into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, and stop. We've just completed a partial double crochet. We need to do that one more time in the next stitch over. Yarn over your hook, go into the stitch, yarn over your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over your hook, draw through 2. We now have 2 partial double crochets. This last yarn over and pull through will pull those 2 stitches together, and what was once 2 will become 1. You'll yarn over your hook, draw through all 3 of those loops on your hook, and now we have 1 stitch remaining. We have to do that one more time. So yarn over our hook, go into the next stitch, yarn over your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over your hook, draw through 2. Yarn over your hook, go into the next stitch, yarn over your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over your hook, draw through 2. Yarn over your hook, draw through all 3 loops on your hook. Now we created those 2 stitches into 1 as well. At the bottom of the hill, you will have decreases. And to get the ripple, what we need to do is work our way up to the top of the hill where we will have increases. Those increases will negate the decreases we created at the bottom of the hill. And at the end of the entire row, we will not change our stitch count. We will have the same stitch count. So we must work up the hill now. So I have to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We're at the top of the hill. Let's create our increase. So yarn over our hook, go into the next stitch, and we will place 2 double crochets into that same stitch. So I just completed 1, and there is my second one. Now I'm going to yarn over and do the same thing in the next stitch over. I'm going to put 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Down here where we decreased 2 stitches because we had 4, remember, and we are left with 2. Now up here I had 2 and I have 4, right? I had 2 and now I have 4. So I have the same stitch count, and I'm starting to create a ripple into my stitch pattern that you will begin to notice at the end of this row. I have to work my way down to the bottom of the hill again. So let's do our double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1 and 2, and here's my third. And at the bottom of the hill, we have to do our double crochet 2 together twice. So I yarn over my hook, go into the stitch, yarn over my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over my hook, draw through 2. Yarn over my hook, go into the next stitch, yarn over my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over my hook, draw through 2. Yarn over my hook, draw through all of them, and that creates my first double crochet 2 together. Let's do the second one. I'm going to do this one relatively quickly because I feel like you should get the hang of it about now. And we've completed our second double crochet 2 together. Time to move up the hill and create our increase. So there's 1 double, here's 2 double, and 3 double, and then we'll do our increase. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets into this stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch. One more travel down the hill, so let's do our double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, do our decrease. So I will do my double crochet 2 together twice. So there's 1, and there is 2, and one last trip up the hill. So I will do a double right there, a double in my second one, and a double in my third one. And I will do 2 doubles because I'm at the top of the hill. I'm going to do 2 doubles in the very last stitch. And I'm going to put this piece down and explain to you how this is working out. So let's lay this down. You can see it's already beginning to take shape, get this really subtle ripple. And we have an increase right here, 2 decreases, 2 increases, 2 decreases, 2 increases, 2 decreases, and an increase. By doing an increase right here and an increase right here, that allows for these decreases to still maintain the same stitch count throughout the entire row. So it's very important you always start with the 2 double crochets. Remember that your chain 3 counts as one of those. And you will always end with the 2 double crochets in the last stitch. The other thing to remember is that you will always be working into the back loop only throughout this pattern. By working in the back loop only, you get this really great ridge effect to the ripples. I want you to see a little bit more closely what that looks like. By looking at the sample super scarf right here, you can see that it is absolutely beautiful, and there's lots of texture given to this really great scarf. And by using the larger hook with this yarn, you also get a lot of pliability and flexibility to the lovely scarf, which means you can wrap it around your neck several times and not have to worry about it looking super stiff. You still get a lot of movement to this scarf. Now, the ridges here are created by working into the back loop only. So as long as you work through the back loop only, you'll get this really great textured look. Because see, here's the cool thing. That row we just completed, row 3, you just continue to repeat that row until your super scarf is as long as you want it to be. Ours is about 90 inches long. Once it's the length you want it to be, you go back and you do 2 rows of single crochet, and it's done. You weave in your ends and you can throw on your super scarf and be stylish as you want to be. I can't wait to see all of you wearing your super scarves. Make sure you hashtag super scarf as you share with me on Facebook or on Twitter. I would love to see you wearing your scarf. Maybe you throw it on and strut your stuff down the street and somebody snaps a pic. Make sure you share that with me, okay? Hit subscribe so you can stay up to date whenever there's a new video released right here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel. And as my kids say, please smash that like button. I'm Marley Bird, proud spokesperson for Red Heart Yarns, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks! Looking for more Marley Bird? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Click right down there and you will find more videos just like this teaching you how to knit or crochet, all brought to you by Red Heart Yarns. Go ahead, click away. Don't be shy. Don't forget to smash that like button.